and welcome to Wallaby Racing League Tier 4 Round 1 in Japan. We're loading into qualifying now. Let's see who can get pole here in qualifying. And to join me we have Formula Fish, or my team principal. I'm good, how are you? Yeah, it should be fun. Especially Japan. Very tight, hard to overtake, so Japan. I'll put the track map up, let's see. Currently 18 drivers in qualifying, but there might be more to join later, I don't know though. I don't have access to tier 4 chat. We'll see who goes out first for the first run. 18-minute qualifying session, so looks like an Aston Martin's coming out right now. It is Chevy Wolves. So he'll be first to start a lap. He's out on a lap now. McLaren is coming out. Is that Izzy? That's Izzy coming out on a lap now. He looks to be a little bit laggy. Wow, alright. So, it is interesting for Japan to be the first track of the season. Last season we were going to do Japan, but we had to scrap it because of this game. And being an updated track, it should be interesting to see if there's any more overtaking opportunities, especially like dirty air strategy now, and all that being different, so... I think that's an Alpine, is it? Yeah, it's Frizy coming out. The old Tier 1 commentator, racing for Tier 4 this season. He's a legend of the league. Yeah, that's... Kirko's on a out lap now. So is a Red Bull, is that? Yeah, driver 48 in the Red Bull for OC Abyss. We'll ride on board with him, let's see what he can get. Oh, is that track limits? Almost, that looks like. So we'll ride on board with Chevy Wolves for his flying lap now. And see what he's able to do. Oh, he's gone a little bit deep there now though. No, he's got a slightly lock up towards Spoon now. But this is only a banker, there's plenty of time to improve so far towards 130R. Or the straight before 130R, I should say. Gets on that curbs. Oh, he's gone off the track, but he still hasn't invalidated somehow, so... yeah, he might... Is a driver, he might get a slipstream from there ahead though. No, he won't get a slipstream. No. Yeah, just careful for that. Jay Wizzle will be the next across the line, but he's used all of his deployment already before the line, so he'll go to P1. Who is that behind him? Izzy. Whoa, my god, he's lagging a lot. Yeah. Yeah. We shall. Is that Frizy starting his lap now? No, he's ending his lap. Is it different Alpine starting his lap? Yeah, Henshin starting his lap, but it's about to be Frizy to finish his lap now towards the chicane. He has a slight lock up. Goes a little bit deep, but we'll see what he can do now. He's got a lot of battery to work with towards the end of his lap now. It's going to be a 1:32.1. It'll put him P4. You'll see what he can hit. That'll get him ahead of Frizy. Yep. Oh, there we go, driver. There we go. Starting the season strong, his banker lap. And after putting provisional pole now, Duck Puncher is going to start his lap. But he's going to have a lot of traffic to work here for his lap. We're right on board with him for the first part of his lap. Oh, he has a big lock up there into turn 2. Into the S section now, one of the hardest sections of the track. Reaper getting a 29.8, like you said there. He's going to last season's Tier 3 driver for McLaren, now an Alpine driver in Tier 4, going provisional pole. We're on board with his old TP from Season 8. Let's see. McLaren's on the second row of the grid now for this banker lap. That is Donut Gorilla about to finish his lap though. We'll see what he can hit now. He has some battery to work with to the line now. He's hit that a 30.5 now. That's going to put him P5 just out of Jay Wizzle, Chevy, Kirko and Frizy. Hey, wow. 6/10 ahead of Easy Refill there. Yeah. Chevy splitting the two McLarens. See what the Williams driver can do. Oh, he's gone off the track though. Oh dear. Oh, he's going off the track. Is he gonna retire though? He's saved it, luckily. So that's Chase here starting his lap. Driving in the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls for Left 4 Dead, the overalls team principal champion for the last 4 seasons, sorry. The 3 seasons in a row he's won the drivers championship, so let's see what he can put together with his drivers. Oh, but he has invalidated through to just at the end of sector 1. He will abort his lap now from that. That's alright. Edge, yeah, like you said, goes to P9. Purple sector 3 though. So Pep sitting behind this McLaren, who might be pitting, might not. Is that Izzy? He's gonna start a lap, but he is scarily close to Pep. Yeah. Okay, good. But Izzy is lagging all over the place, so we'll see what happens there. I'll just open the chat. If you click on the party and then click include my audio, you should be able to. Okay. I'll have a look. Oh no, it turns itself off. There you go. Sorry, I did click it on. I did turn it on before the stream started, but it must have turned itself off. Whoops.
Ah, these things happen. That's probably a bit better. I've also got stream up. I'm probably a bit delayed to you, but I've got it up so I can see chat as well. Evil Blade, while we were sorting that out, had a moment coming out of the second Degna, spun it under the bridge.
I have no clue. So, is that Mini George starting a lap now though? No, he's pitting. A Reaper's on an out lap in Sector 1.
Chasey looks like he's gone on for a second lap, and he's just had a big understeer at the second Degna. Probably suffering a bit from tyre wear.
Yeah, maybe. I think he's on his first lap now. I think he had maybe 2 warm-up laps. He's burning a lot of battery, so I think he should be on a lap now.
Edge also made a sneaky move up to P2 there with the 29.6 that we missed.
Yeah, wow, that was a very good lap there from Edge to get ahead of Easy Reaper.
Yeah, in Sector 2 we've got Duck Punch around at the exit of the hairpin.
Yeah, but watch out though, because Chasey is flying though. See what he can hit now. Purple in the middle sector. What is it going to be to the line? It's going to be a 130.2, which is going to jump up to P8 on the grid. Evil Blade's pitting.
A Hunter's pitting.
Yeah, Reaper's about to start his lap. We'll ride on board on him for his lap here and see what he can do. Cutting it very close to the apex of turn 2, but now towards turn 3, 4, 5 and 6. And this S section, the hardest of the track probably. Oh, he's hit the curb and he's had a little bit of a snap, but he's hit the other curb and he's had a spin in Sector 1 as V Hunter retires from the session. How was that happen? I don't think we were able to see, no.
He retired and he's also left the session, so I don't know what's going on there.
Okay, so he might have had some internet issues, but Chevy will starting his lap. We'll try and ride on board with him for the lap now, since Reaper spun on his lap. Once again, in the tricky part of the track now. We'll see what he's able to hit. Staying away from them curves. Don't want to spin like Reaper just did. Burning a lot of battery now towards Degna 1. Shifting towards 6th now and 3rd now and towards Degna 2. Oh, he's gotten on the curb, has he? But he's still been able to keep it alive. Looking good through Sector 1. He's gone a little bit deep now towards Spoon. Getting a little bit of wheel spin out of the hairpin on Spoon now. Burning a lot of the battery before 130R.
Oh, Pep to the top with a 29.009. Only that from the Ferrari driver.
Yeah, wow, Pep, we're on board with Duck. Oh well, okay. I'll watch Duck's final run, because I've only just seen that he,
Joe Whistle to P12 130.5. Nice tidy lap.
Whoops, I've just completely missed Duck's flying lap there. Sorry, Ox. I'll do his final run though. I'll make sure to go on his final run. My bad. I did not see that. Evil Blade though. Yeah, we'll watch the other kicks tower for you though, Ox. So what Evil Blade can do now towards the back straight. Looks like he's going to get a little bit of a slipstream here from his teammate. Is he going to move out of the way? Is he going to get dirtier? He is going to move out of the way. Come on, Evil Blade. He looks to be flying through. He got a mad slipstream in 130er. Just needs a tidy chicane. He's hit the first curve properly. He's hit the second curve very nicely. He's gotten a good exit now. He's got plenty of battery to burn the line. What he's going to get is going to be a 129.5, and he's going to be a second row for the Kick Sauber team of Evil Blade and Duck Puncher.
Yellow flag in sector 2. Looks like it's just for
like a Ferrari. Jay Wizzle. Yeah, he's invalidated and might be out of fuel now.
I think the yellow flag in sector 2 was just a racing bull just getting out of the way, from what I could see.
So 2 minutes 41 on the
Goffey
2
coming
minutes
across the
30.
line, finish his first lap, P15, 1 minute 30.9.
There we go. Saying there's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds now left, so some final laps are gonna come in now, but will Dark Puncher go for a final lap so I can get that hot lap request? Otherwise I'll just sit with him for the first lap of the race. I don't think I have Hunter added, so
Let's see what I can do.
okay, so is Evil Blade pitting or is he gonna go again? I think he might have to pit. Yeah, he is gonna pit now. It is Jay Wizzle. No, I think he's gonna have to pit again as well. So it's an Alpine of Frizy. No, the other Alpine. Where is that? Reaper. No, Williams maybe. Was it Shining Swarm? Starting his lap. But right behind him is Goffey who's gonna pit. So let's see what Shining Swarm can do. He's gonna be the first to start a lap, and unless the Ferrari. It was almost one of the final chicane, but Ferrari's gonna go for another lap.
I was just flicking through the cameras and almost had a heart attack watching Izzy drive into the wall, just to see him flash back to the racing line.
Okay, well, we'll ride on here with the Williams driver, though. One of Formula Fisher's drivers. As Evil Blade retires from the session in P4.
Oh, you might want to get ready to get on. Duck Puncher's on the track.
Oh, yeah, true.
Sorry,
He's out start his lap.
He's just exiting Swoon.
Alright, well, here we go on the lap for the Kick Sauber of Duck Puncher. Let's see what he can do starting his lap now. Well, he might get impeded though by the Alpine, unless that Alpine's on a push lap though. Looking good through turn 1, 2, towards turn 3 now, the hardest part of the track, the S section. Looking to be neat and tidy so far, hitting the apexes, carrying plenty of minimum speed. He's got a little bit deep though, in the last part of the S section though. But he's still looking good through that fast left-hander towards Degner 1. Now he's burning a lot of battery. Good exit though, but like once again the Alpine though might impede him now.
1 minute 30.8 from starting Swoon.
Oh, he spun!
Oh,
he
he's
spun on the
lost
hairpin
the
just
hairpin.
before Spoon. Oh.
What a shame.
And has he impeded that? Has he impeded Chevy? Is that Chevy he might have impeded then? Maybe.
Entrance about to come across
We'll see
the
what
line
Chevy can.
to finish the lap. No, oh, he's nearly gone to the pit wall.
Oh my God!
Oh,
We
that
just got to
was a-
Chevy. Wow, he finished his lap, but did not get to improve because of that. Now, we'll see what Chevy Wolves can improve to, as he's going to finish his lap in a second. in the final chicane. Oh no, as Fishy has left the session, but we'll see what Chevy Wolves can improve to. He will improve his time. Did he? Didn't improve his time, but he'll stay P10 for now. I think that's everyone.
Yep. Fish DC'd, so you're leading on your own. Unless you want to invite me, then I can
You don't have this game.
Yeah, but I commentate what you're doing.
Yeah. Even then, it is still a very good. Well, he's on the third row. Is both of them. Try and get Fishy back in here. There you have it though, there is the final things. As Pep is P1, Driver P2, Gorge P3, Reaper P4, Duck P5, Evil Blade P6, Edge P7, Chasey P8, Fizzy P9, Chevy Wolves P10, Donut Gorilla P11, Whizzle P12, Henchy P13 with Kirker P14, Frizy P15, Shining Swarm P16, WRL Goffy P17, and the only dude to not do a lap as V Hunter in P18.
I hope that's not
It'll
an
be
indictment of my
interesting.
season.
Oh dear. Oh, it is a wet race though. It is raining in the race. It is pouring down rain. Is it going to be the full wet tyres, or are we going to see the intermediates coming out though?
What drama for the start of the season with Tier 4. I wonder if that's why we were
Yeah,
seeing
wow.
lower top speeds on some of those strokes from some drivers. And seeing slightly down lap times from what we might expect.
Yeah, maybe. So that'll make the race strategy and even the fuel more interesting. Do you underfuel expecting a safety car? Do you overfuel just in case there isn't a safety car and you're burning a lot of fuel in the rain? How bad is the tire wear on the on those intermediate tires though? That's the big question here though, especially for Japan. Truck haven't raced on in this game, or in last season we didn't race in it, so. But here we go, 5 red lights now. It is a Ferrari starting on pole. It's lights out and away we go. It is a slow start for everybody, but we see a McLaren jumping out to the right there as the Haas goes to the Ferrari. It is now Driver who takes the lead of the race, but they all go off the track. There's about 4 people. There's an Aston Martin off the track, but it is Easy Reaper who makes it into P2 there from the start, but OAS Driver gets into P1. There's a yellow flag as we see Chasey has spun on those full wet tyres in the Racing Bull now, but we see Pep and the McLaren, but Izzy is flung off the track now. Can he rejoin safely? He's got a lot of lag now, but there's already a VSC.
No, that was Izzy, never mind. Wrong McLaren.
There is already a VSC. Wow, there we go. What a start from Driver on those full wet tyres. He's just got a much better start there. Then the Ferrari of Pep, who started on pole, is now down into P6.
These guys, given that they probably haven't done wet racing in quite a while, that's a pretty tidy start. Obviously, a couple of unfortunate stories.
Well, actually,
go ahead.
We'll have a look at the tyres though, but that is interesting. So, OS Driver starting on those intermediates and Pep starting the full wets has dropped down to P6, but Driver got to P1 from P2 there. So maybe the intermediate tyres are a bit faster than those full wet tyres, as Evil Blade has jumped his way up to P5 ahead of Pep as well on that start. So we'll see what can happen there.
It'll be interesting on the.
Because that'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting once it gets going to see how it goes. Because you look at the big movers. You've got Evil Blade and Driver both up one position on the inters. You've also got your biggest mover in the field between Whizzle and Henchman, both up 4. However, the big losers, unfortunately, Pep running wide at turn 1, costing himself 5 positions. Got Fizzy down 3. And unfortunately, the big mistakes, Chevy Wolves down 6 positions, and Chasey with that spin down 10. Hopefully there's not too much damage though. It looks like Chase is missing a front wing end plate, but now we're back to racing.
Yeah, back to green flags though. We will have a look at the back of the grid though, as it is a McLaren of henchmen going side by side with Jay Wizzle now towards turn 1. Can he go down the inside?
Easy Reaper's got
Yes,
off
he
at
can. He
turn
can
2.
get a... Oh my
Lost
god, there is
position
a Haas
to Auto.
though at the back. There is a Haas though. So Chasey is pitting. Will he need a wing change? Yeah. So he got damaged in the start. Driver leads by 2 seconds in this first round. What a start from driver, starting on those intermediate tyres, jumping ahead of the full wet tyres of George there by 2 seconds off that VSC restart. But he does, oh my god, he gets on the grass though towards Degna 1. But you see, he's a Reaper. He's on the gravel. Can he rejoin safely? He can, but Evil Blade is right behind him, ready to pounce. And he's got his teammate right behind him.
Easy Reaper's had a real struggle fest this time of the race. He also had a big mistake at turn 1. I don't know whether he went deep or just missed the apex. And that's how he lost P2 to Jordo. The Interstone looks so much better than the wet at the moment. You've got drivers, you've got a yellow flag in sector 2.
Here's that Kirko with Chevy. That is Chevy Wolves who spun round though.
It certainly looks like
So his rears are going to be lit up.
certainly looks like the Inters are the way to go. You've got Evil Blade driving really well and just pulling away from those behind him. And you've also got Driver 48 just running away with it at the front.
Yeah, so he's pulled 3 seconds now on Mini George. Having some incredible pace on the intermediate tyres though. So that is amazing for a driver, exactly what I want to see. I mean, if he wants to win the title, I mean, for any driver who wants to win the title, this is exactly the start of the race that they want to have at the start of the season. As he does set the fastest lap of the 1 at 50.4. Very good start. Reaper now 1 second behind George, who's 3.7 seconds behind. But it is Evil Blade getting ahead of Reaper. I was too busy looking at the gaps there, but that was what an amazing move for the Kicksauber driver on those intermediate tyres, taking advantage of the grip that they must have against those full wet tyres, and having some confidence to just dive it down the inside without any punishment, and just taking that position. He's under fueled, as you can see, the fuel light glowing
Amber.
orange there, saying that he's under fuel. Yeah, that's it. Amber saying that he's under fuel now, ready to chase down Mini George. Look at him, we can see Mini George goes deep. We're right on board with him here, because he's getting better traction out of each corner, and he's getting way better exits now.
Good little battle here going on just behind. You keep watching that battle between... Oh, we've got almost a 4-car battle here between Edge, Duck Puncher, Pep and Henchman going on. Got... Although that seems to have... Right as I say, that seems to have spread out a little bit, as you can guarantee.
As we do see Izzy and WRL Goffey going side by side. Goffey missing a front right end plate, so Izzy being able to take that position with ease. Oh, but Goffey is going to try and fight it back towards 130 go. It's going to be a traction race now between Goffey and Izzy, but Izzy does get the better traction, but Goffey now has a slipstream and some battery to work with here. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the end plate that he could need. Dirty Air pushing him wide. He is going to send it through that corner. But well, hopefully, if he can get a better traction out of this chicane, he will be able to get ahead of him. The driver pulling 5.2 seconds now on the Haas, as Evil Blade's going to try and go down the inside of that Haas into turn 1. The Haas goes off the road towards turn 2. Is Easy Reaper. They're going to be side by side towards turn 3 now in the S section. Reaper trying to take advantage of the Haas going off the road now. He's going to keep it down the inside into the long right-hander. About to pull into the left-hander. Mini George is able to keep it.
Sorry to cut you off. They just had 3 wide between Goffey, Izzy and Wizzle. And bit of contact, Wizzle comes out on top. Sorry to jump over the top of you there, but I'm just calling it as I see it. Casey fastest lap.
That's right. They are 3 wide, but it also is Izzy Fizzy now with a front right end plate loss as well as Goffey, so they're going to be equal on. But is that Wizzle who's gone off the road though? He's going to try and go down the inside towards Degna 1. No, but he's going to go deep, and off goes the McLaren of Izzy Fizzy though.
We've got a good race to start this season, if you don't include Driver just running away with it after 6.3 seconds.
Yeah,
now.
wow. Yeah, we can see Edge now trying to make a move on Duck Puncher just then out of the hairpin now towards the end of Spoon now. Can he get a good run on towards 130 on the back straight? He's going to get a massive slipstream on Duck Puncher. He's 1.2 seconds behind Easy Reaper. So he's got no slipstream. What can he do? He's going to burn the battery. There is obviously no DRS towards the main straight now. So he's got to just throw everything that he has now. Can he send it down the inside of the chicane? The dirty air playing a big part in the wet here because you'd have less grip with the wet anyway. But that is Henchman going off the road behind. But still, Driver sets a new fastest lap, who's 5.6 seconds ahead of Evil Blade, running in P2. But Edge still trying to get a better traction for Duck Puncher. He is going to go towards the inside. Duck's going to cover it. It's going to be 2 wide, almost 3 wide if Edge can do that. Because Duck's going to look around the inside of Easy Read, but Edge going to go around the outside. It's almost going to 3 wide and almost contact with the Alpine. But Duck Puncher's still going to be able to push ahead of Edge there towards an Easy Reaper, being able to defend them both. Now the Ferrari of Pep trying to look around the outside or the inside in the first sector here, because Edge has a poor run through turn 1, 2 and 3. Amazing battles to them. Edge is still so close to Duck Puncher now, though, in the Degna 2. The Dirty Air playing a massive part. Beautiful camera angle here as we see Kenny go down the inside towards this hairpin. No, Duck is going to cover it off, but can he get the better exit? That's what you need to focus on at this stage of the race. Duck has a massive snap, so Edge is able to try and go up the inside in Spoon now. He does make that move, and now can focus on Easy Reaper running in P4 now. Once again, he is 1 second back, so he's going to technically get a slipstream, but it's going to be very weak compared to Duck, who's going to get a much better slipstream. All he needs now is a much better exit than Edge, which it looks like he's got a pretty decent exit, so this slipstream. But we do see Henchman now having a snap of oversteer on the exit towards 130R now, behind Pep, Pep is trying to break the slipstream now, as Duck is trying to fight back against Edge, but he can't. So Edge is going to try and go down the inside of Easy Reaper, but Easy Reaper just covers it off in the final chicane now. It's going to be a race of who gets the better traction, who gets the better exit now. But it does look like Edge is going to get a massive, but Easy Reaper's coming into the pits now to pit already. So is he going to pit onto those intermediate tyres? Is he thinking Inter's the way to go now? We see Duck pitting and Henchman pitting now. Is it Inter's time or is it new full wets? It does look like intermediate tyres time for Easy Reaper. So he's going to pull into the pits. Izzy Fizzy pulls into the pits as well to double stack with Henchman. So that is interesting but it is interesting for Driver a lot more now. He started on those intermediates to see pit for new inters soon, but even Evil Blaze starting on those inters as well. Does he just follow OS Driver in because he is 5 seconds back still? Does he copy his strategy? But it's even harder for Mini George now on those wets, struggling 6 seconds to the top. 6 seconds to second place, and then another 11 seconds to P1 though on those full wets. So does he pull the plug now? Does he go for the intermediate tyres, trying to get a big undercut on those top 2 runners? That is the question of the strategy. Edge, who's flying now, has pulled 2 seconds on Pep, and Donut Gorilla just hanging there right behind Pep, ready to make a move at any moment. But he's got a massive gap to Goffy behind, as Wizzle has a massive gap, Swarm has a massive gap, Hunter, and everybody is separated right now. We see Chasey under threat from Frizy now. Can Frizy now make a move? He's gone off the track a little bit. Frizy has followed him off the track a little bit. He's on the grass, is Frizy, as we see Kirko having a little snap there in Degna 2. Is that Henchy or Fizzy? Yeah, it does look like. Yeah, it's looking like the rain is settling down now. So is it the intermediate tyres that will start to take advantage? But it's also going to be interesting now because of those people who are undercutting onto those intermediates. Does Driver pull the pin now to try and cover off that undercut, or does he wait a much longer time now just to have the better tyres and hope for an overtake or even a safety car to come? Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Will those full wet tyres have to pit this lap now? But even then, as we see Edge still flying, as he has pit to the Inters alongside Easy Reaper, so they're both on those same tyres now. It looks like Edge getting a much better corner there in the hairpin, but can't get as good as exit as Easy Reaper there. The Dirty Air playing a massive part on this game. But Reaper's catching towards Jay Wizzle now. But even then, Driver sets a new fastest lap of the race. But is that Jay Wizzle going slow? That's Jay Wizzle going slow on the exit there towards 130R. That's a massive switching for Easy Reaper. He's going to get a much better exit. Can he try and go around the outside is what he chooses. It's now too wide toward 130R. But Jay Wizzle is going to slot back behind on those full wet tyres, so he'll have to do it anyway. But Jay Whistle now lets Edge go through on those intermediates, so he'll have to pit this lap, I'd say, unless he wants to lose more positions now. Yep, he's gone off the road actually as Jay Whistle trying to pit. He's pulled the Latifi line and he's actually just going to completely cut the track to get into the pits. As we see both the Hasses, they're going to double stack now. And Reaper now getting back up. Oh my god, but Edge has completely missed the braking point and ran straight into the back of Easy Reaper. So that invites Mini George, who's just come out of the pits to try and fight for it. Is it? Yes, it is, but that in-plate loss in the Dirty Air, he's not going to be able to. Chasey gets a 3-second time penalty. Wizzle's still in the pits. And now a 3-car battle here for P4. But Reaper's 32 seconds behind second place, so this could be just a battle for the podium here unless a safety car helps him out. Who knows what will happen. Oh, but is that Edge is run a little bit wide. It's going to invite Mini Joys to go down the inside on the hairpin. Around the outside. Can he go? He's going to try and get out of that Dirty Air. Cut in towards the switchback. No. He's not going to get as good as exit as he's hoped for. But it's going to let Duck, who's actually going to get a much big squirmish on the exit of that hairpin. And that will invite a henchman maybe. As once again, Driver sets another fastest lap. So he's absolutely flying out here. Yep, Edge does have damage, so he ran straight into the back of Easy Reaper. So who knows, will Mini George able to get that better exit now towards 130R, as we see Duck and Henchman still going at it as well. But even then, Pep is trying to go down the inside on 130R. Can then we can move towards the hairpin now. Henchman's looking for it, but he can't quite make the move done. So Donut Griller's having to pit now, and Goffy has promoted himself up to P9 now. Wow. What a race this is in the wet here. Towards the inside is going to go Edge, but he can't quite make that move stick though. Wow, we're going to ride on board with him and see what he can do. Even with the damage, he's keeping up with Easy Reaper, so we'll see what can happen here. Oh, that is Reaper going a little bit wide though out of that S section on the track now towards the end of the sector 1. The damage playing a huge part on it. He's going to run massively wide. That's going to invite the Haas. He's just gone straight on. Think different. He says that's going to invite a bunch of people to overtake. Can he rejoin the track safely? Yeah, he can, but he's going to have to join right behind that massive pack that he was just leading. Wow, but even then, Henchman's got a sloppy exit there out of that hairpin, and Doc's allowed to go on the outside there. And then Driver sets another fastest lap of the race. Evil Blade to then take that immediately. So Evil Blade is now flying. He's turned up. He said, I'm going to catch you. Wow. He is gaining massively through here. 1/10 already just before even turn 3. Another 10th before turn 3. He's gaining massively. Drivers seem to be struggling maybe with tyre wear now. Mini George trying to overtake Easy Reaper. He's got the slipstream. He's got a better exit though. Out of the final chicane. Can he try and go towards the inside now of Easy Reaper? He's also ran in the back of Easy Reaper, but he hasn't got damage this time. And Chase, he sets a new fastest lap of the race on those brand new intermediates, but he's going to try and go around the outside. In the S section, he's going to hang around the outside. No, he's going to try and get the switchback, but Easy Reaper has it covered off. What can he do here? Reaper is just covering it off now. What can Mini George do? He's going to try and get a better exit out of the S section here, but can he make it towards Degna 1 now? The Dirty Air playing a massive part through this first sector, but he is going to get a much better exit. Now he's trying to go around the outside. This one is going to be contacted. He's forced to back out now towards Degna 1. He's going to keep it neat and tidy. Can he get a better exit out of Degna 2 now towards the hairpin? Before Spoon, can he try and go down the inside of Easy Reaper? Izzy Fizzy sets the fastest lap of the race. No, but it looks like Reaper's gone deep. No, he hasn't. He's still made it, but can we get a better exit here from Mini George? No, he's got a mad slipstream through Spoon though, so we'll see what can happen. Evil Blade sets the fastest lap by 1.2 seconds, cooking for the Kick Sauber team. Wow. Pep though getting a massive slipstream on 130R. Is he going to go to it towards the inside before 130R? No, he's going to keep that slipstream towards the chicane. He's going to set a purple sector 2, but he's going to try and go down the inside of the chicane. Can he dive bomb me? No, he's going to try and get that better exit, it seems. Wow, but we see, is that Henchman trying to go around the outside? Yes, they're fighting, and he's lost a bunch of time to Duck Puncher now. And George gonna try and go down the inside maybe of Easy Reaper on that podium place, that podium position. But Pep now trying to go down the inside. No, Edge, who's lost a few places, he's gonna try and go down the inside, but he still can't make that mistake though. He's still got an M plate loss, so he's still struggling. Massive fight here from P8 to P3 now of the race here. Has been for a while now, so we'll see what can happen throughout this race so far. Oh my god, as we see Edge, he's gone off the track again in Degna 1 and 2. He's going to lose so much time now to B7 to B3 now. So he's just going to be on his own race now, trying to minimize damage from Goffy behind, hopefully. And we'll see what he's able to do. That was a massive exit though for George though, out of Spoon towards 130. Oh no, he's going to make it towards the inside now. Is he going to get a Easy Reaper? No, he's going to have to back out, but he can stick it around the outside towards the chicane. Turns from the inside to the outside. He's going to hang it around the outside. He's going to get forced wide. He's going to go on the curb. He's going to get a poor exit, and now does that invite Duck Puncher from behind to try and make a move? No. George still hanging it. He's trying to get the slipstream down the back straight on the straightaway, but Pep now moving to the inside of Duck Puncher, getting ahead though of Duck Puncher before turn 1 now. Easy, is he trying to make around the outside? No, Duck gets a 3-second time penalty from the Dirty Air, going wide though on turn 1 and turn 2. Pep now trying to make moves on Mini George even in sector 1. The S section and the Dirty Air playing a massive part of this race so far, providing a lot of bad exits and good exits though. But look at George, he's right on the back of Easy Reaper though. All he needs is a much better exit through here, and he can try and go around on the inside. He does get a much better exit, but he gets cut off by Easy Reaper, who just has much more battery and is able to burn it and keep it ahead. But is that a poor exit from Pep there, inviting Doc? No, that's Henchman actually trying to go on the inside of Doc. Nobody's now got Edge back on the back of him now. Again, wow, he's called back up nicely as Edge. Okay, Mini George go down the inside of 130R again. He's going to try and do the same thing. He's going to go side by side with Easy Reaper. He's going to try and go around the outside on the Shanigan. He's ahead of the Apex, but Easy Reaper goes deep. Can he get a switch back? Yes, he can. We're going to go, but there's a lot of contact on the exit there. And Easy Reaper's still going to stay ahead of Mini George. Huh. Oh dear, but here we go. Pep has now getting ahead of Mini George from that poor exit in the contact between Reaper. He's getting a massive end plate loss. He's ran to the back of him. His end plate, his wing is completely gone. Reaper absolutely braking towards turn 1. And Pep not expecting the brake check there. He's got his wing completely gone. So now Mini George trying to go around the outside. So he's now going to try and go around the outside. He's going to force Easy Reaper wide. He's going to get up the inside. Can he get ahead of Pep here on the exit? Though the dirty air is going to be massive, but he is going to get a good exit. He's going to go try down the inside. He's going to get ahead before Degna 1. The Pep is going to keep it around the inside of Degna 1. He's going to cut across. Is the Has. He's going to get ahead of Pep there towards Degna 2 now. Pep is now going to hold up Easy Reaper. This all Mini George needs to do. Reaper's going to go on the outside of Pep. He does get ahead. Pep having no wing left after that. Wow, what a battle there. Yeah, and Doc also has a 3-second time penalty, so does he undercut now? It's Edge is going to get ahead of him. It's going to be 3 wide towards 130R now, no. He's going to be side by side with Edge. He's going to make it down the inside end for no. He's just going to force Edge off the track, but there's mad contact. Edge is going to go off the track, but he's going to rejoin right behind him, but all of this battling. Look at Goffy though, he doesn't have an end plate still, but he's still so close. But we see up the front now, 43 seconds ahead of Mini George and the rest of the drivers. We can see here it's Evil Blade now catching driver, but he has got a 3-second time penalty. So can he now just undercut now? He will stay P2. All he has to do now is pit now, stay P2, and he has much better tyres towards the end of the race now on driver. But he is catching, look at that. Driver's tyres must be dead because look at the time he's gaining now. Even with the 3-second time penalty, he's going to pull that time. He's gaining so much time. It was 6 seconds not many laps ago. And he's now got it down to 1.6 seconds. Wow, 1.4 driver must be struggling out here in P1. Does he have to pit this lap maybe? We'll see though because... Yeah, that'll be interesting. Does he go for the undercut now? Will he box opposite of driver? Driver doesn't pit. Will Blade pit? No, he won't. He's still underfield. He's still catching, though. They're both in their pit windows. Well in their pit windows. Evil Blade's just the fastest lap of the race on his tyres that are 14 laps old. But once again, the strategy is going to be insane now. He's a second. Is that in the pits, though? Is that in the pits that he's retiring? Yeah, he's on the mediums. Yeah, what is he doing? The raindrops are still falling. Yeah, the rain not going away anytime soon now. Evil Blade 1.1 seconds ahead of driver. Once again, this lap he could pit opposite. They're both well into their pit windows. Either way, if you pit, you're guaranteed P2 on this top 2 fight though. But it is going to be interesting. Evil Blade with a 3-second time penalty. He will have to gain 3 seconds on top of what he undercuts or even overcuts to win this race. But he's also got the gap behind still, so he can undercut, but he's also got to watch out though because he's got way more pace to driver. So can driver just keep this? But that is a safety car. That is a safety car coming on the trap. So this has played right into the top two's hands, because if we see the tyres now, they're 15 lap old intermediates. They can go straight to new tyres towards the end of the race. But will this really destroy Blade's race, because he's got a 3-second time penalty? If he can slowly just ease away from driver on that restart, he will win. Hopefully, if he can pull a 3-second gap, but they did. Once again, they had like 43 seconds to P3, so this might not be what they wanted. Yeah, well, so both of them now shafted. Yeah. Goffy's on mediums as well, so maybe the engineer telling them that the race is drying up now. Will it dry up enough for those mediums to come into play? I mean, what is it, lap 18 now of 27? 16, sorry, I can't see because there's a mad live on that, but... He's gone to softs, as you were about to say before I cut you off. Wow, so he's even just scrapped the mediums and said, here, softs might even be able to make it to the end now because of the safety car. So we'll see what happens with that.
Once again, I was talking, but this time it unticked my audio. So everyone's been wondering who the heck you're
Goffy
talking
picks up
to.
another 3 seconds. Okay, wow, okay, because Goffy's just picked up a 3-second for track limits now. So, while Goffy is struggling though with those time penalties, his teammate driver is fighting for the win. So this is going to be interesting here in the lead. They're both going to have to pit, but they will. He's going to go mediums, his driver as well. What does Evil Blade do? I'm not racing. I don't know what the engineer's saying, but what I'm doing is I'm going on new intermediates, and that's what Evil Blade's done.
Jeez, I'm liking this. This is going to be interesting coming into the race. This track is drying up very quickly now, though. We've still got the drops of rain, obviously. But this track is drying up very quickly. We could...
Yeah, it depends what happens here. Has Evil Blade made the wrong choice here with those intermediates? Can he get just a big enough jump to at least pull... All he needs is 20 seconds now to get onto a set of softs or a set of mediums and overcut a driver, but
As you're saying that,
even then, Mini George is behind as
he'll
well.
go into the pits, and let's see what he's going on to. It looks like a set of dries. He's gone on to a set of mediums as well, as Coco gets a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, so as Abir says in the chat, the engineer saying that it is going to dry, but how long will the safety car let the track dry for? Raindrops are still falling, so who knows what happens here. It is a gamble for both the top two drivers who have been leading this race from start to finish.
Duck Punch has gone on to a new set of
lead.
inters. Sorry to cut you off. Duck Punch has gone on to a set of inters. Henchman's pitted again, so I dare say he's going for a set of dries. Donut Gorilla's in the pits. Everyone's coming into the pits, so I reckon everyone's going for dry tyres. I wonder whether this is the crossover point, and now everyone's going on to dry tyres. Let's have a look, see what everyone
Yeah, but I
decides.
mean, as you're saying about the crossover point, the rain is dissipating quickly. I mean, I've only seen a few drops now. I mean, it's dissipating very, very quickly. The safety car is going to hold him up for ages. So has Evil Blade made the wrong choice here? He does have the gap to pit again, but he will fall behind Easy Reaper and maybe even Mini George at this rate. So does he take the gamble pit now for mediums, or what are we thinking here in Evil Blade's mind?
Goffy and Henchman have been smart. Or was it Henchman? Who was the second one that got the 10-second? I know Goffy definitely got a 10-second. He's now served his 10-second and gone on to a set of hearts.
Yeah, so Goffy just only has that 3-second time penalty to deal with now.
Unless my brain's gone smooth and didn't go.
So it is what I said. Blade now does pit for mediums, it seems. So he's taken that gamble. He'll fall into P3.
Easy Reaper also.
But Easy Reaper follows him. So I didn't even realize Reaper hasn't pit yet. So he's gonna actually So he's going to now pit, so he'll fall behind Mini George and maybe even Edge and a few other people, maybe towards P6 now. And it is going to be Blade who keeps his position. He's going to have much better tyres and driver, so what a gamble. The gap that they had at the beginning from P2 to P3, those 43 seconds, has paid off, even under safety car for Evil Blade. Oh, but Reaper getting a 10-second for crossing the white line on the exit.
What a shame for Reaper. He's had a great race. Everyone now getting rid of these intermediate tyres, except for Duck Puncher, who was once again put on intermediate tyres. I wonder whether he's got an issue with his MFD that's causing him to keep selecting inters. This is a shame for Duck Puncher, though, because he was having a sterling race up the front. Oops. Have I disconnected again? Coffee's just got another 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, gutted for Coffee. It's definitely looking dry now, so I don't know what's going on here. Why is everyone silent?
Yeah, so the rain is completely dissipated now, so this will be interesting for the lead battle here.
Could you hear me then, Winnie? I don't know.
Yeah, I could.
I don't know what was going on there. I could not hear anything.
I could hear you there. So it is lap 19 now, I'm pretty sure. I think the safety car should be in this lap, so maybe next lap, depending on what happens, because of so many people pitting and strategies changing.
As we've got Reaper and Duck Puncher back in the pits again.
Yeah, wow, so well, Reaper's gonna have to serve his penalty, and I didn't see if Duck got a penalty or not.
Duck didn't have a penalty. He just pitted like 4 times onto a set of inters, so now he's onto a set of mediums.
Okay, so
Frizy on oh! Duck nearly crossing over the pit line there, saves it well. Frizy though, let's shout him out, up to P5 there. He's having a rip of a race up from the back of the grid.
Let's have a look at position changes. Frizy up 10 positions. And Pep starting on pole has dropped 15 positions. Wow.
It's been certainly interesting to see how this has played out. Such a shame for Pep. He had such good speed early, but just an unfortunate mistake costing him big time.
Yeah. Misjudging Reaper braking towards turn 1 is what cost him, it seems.
I'm just going to jump into the racetrack to have a look at what penalties we have. So all the drivers have got 10-second time penalties under the safety car. We had Henchman get a 10-second for speeding in the pit lane. I believe he pitted a second time, so he should not longer have that.
In.
Goffey got 10 seconds for speeding at the same time, as did Izzy. However,
but here's an even bigger stitch up. The safety car's in this lap, and there's only 4 people that have actually caught the safety car, and it is going to be Driver who's going to leave the safety car restart. It will be Frizy who I think will catch the back, but it is going to be now Driver who's just going to send it now out of the exit chicane. He's going to have a little bit of a wobble, but he's going to have the battery now on those mediums. Oh, but we do see Evil Blade on those cold tyres. Cold tyres there, catching him out, and we see Edge going towards the inside and getting ahead of, and it was that Mini George, so he's going slowly. He's on none ERS mode, he's got no straight line speed. Did he have a wet setup maybe? Who knows what happened there, but Driver leads the way. But look at this, Driver is absolutely just sending it in the lead now. Holy moly. What a restart there. Evil Blade with
another
3-second
mistake.
time penalty.
He had a big loss on the exit of turn 2, and it's just cost him big time, unfortunately. What a shame for the driver that was in second place. He had a ripper race going.
He's had a mad race going for him now, but all driver has to do is lead the next 8 laps of this Grand Prix to win. Edge 1.4, DRS going to be enabled next lap. Pep puts in the fastest lap, but still there's no DRS, but he is, and all driver has to do now is pull a gap, but we do see Edge going deep, Shining Swarm getting a 3-second time penalty, and that is 1 second. Just keep that 1 second mark. He will not get DRS for the next few laps, and George now 1.2 behind of Edge anyway, so all Edge do is just push, full push. Don't worry about defending from behind. He is also 1.3 behind. Frizy also 1.8 behind him, so everyone is just pushing now, not worrying about what's behind them except for Henchy and Evil Blade fighting here back, and it is a 3-way car battle with Blade, Henchy, and Donut Gorilla, though, that we do see, with Easy Reaper ready to pick up the straps on those cold, hard tyres, that we see Evil Blade having a little bit of swerve on towards 130R, looking around, seeing what he can do. Can he go down the inside? No, Henchman's going to go down the inside of Donut Gorilla. Can he make the move? Nope, he's going to have to back out, and he's just going to keep it now, but can he get the much better exit? No, it invites. Yes, he can, because he's going to actually go side by side with Donut Gorilla. He's going to get ahead of Donut Gorilla. That invites Reaper and Evil Blade now to fight, but Reaper's right behind Evil Blade, and Blade has to defend against Reaper. But Edge 5 tenths now behind Driver in the lead, so DRS being enabled this lap is going to change up a lot of things here for those top drivers, as Jay Wizzle sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
Easy fizzy 10 seconds, so we've got, for penalties, just so everyone's aware, we have Frozen 3 seconds, Duck Puncher 3 seconds, Evil Blade 3 seconds, Chasey 3 seconds, Shining Swarm 3 seconds, Goffy 3 seconds, Kirko 3 seconds, and Izzy Fizzy 23 seconds. However, he is currently in the pitch, so we should see at least 10 of those seconds drop off. As we've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. Trying to find the cause of that yellow flag.
Yellow flags. It is Kirko, I think, who has spun. No, it's the other Aston Martin Chevy. He was just in the grass doing some donuts now. As he tries to get back on the track.
It's been a day to forget for Aston Martin and for Carl Finita. What a shame for
Yeah, unlucky there for Carl Finita.
He's got some good drivers there, just unfortunately not going their way today.
Yeah, but we do see 2.5 tenths behind. Driver is Edge now.
Alright, so
with pretty well equal battle, but DRS though for Edge. Gonna be powerful here. Cover the inside, Driver. That's all you have to do. That's my advice. He's not going to cover it. He is going to cover it very late. He's going to try and go around the outside. Yes, he can. Edge takes the lead of the Grand Prix. He had wing damage earlier from striking the back of Easy Reaper, who was so close to leading the race. He had incredible pace. He's now going to take the lead of the Grand Prix, but we see Donut Gorilla and Reaper and Blade are fighting behind him. Blade was also had incredible pace earlier as well, so the dry to the wet crossover proving difficult for a lot of drivers, but also creating a lot of battles and a lot of overtaking opportunities here with DRS. And Driver trying to fight back here on Edge out of Degna 2 though towards the hairpin. He just needs a better exit. They're pretty well equal on battery still. George is ready to pick up any straps that happens. So Driver now the one with the DRS for this lap. 7 tenths behind Edge, who's actually just flying away. So 8 tenths now. You might not even get DRS this lap, will Driver, because Edge is flying the wet, proving to be Driver's favourite conditions of the race so far, and Edge liking the dry and just flying so far.
I apologise, I have disconnected again. I am not having a good night, am I?
There's another invite, but we do see the top 3 as Driver is at a Mini George again. We do see, once again we did see a top 3. Pretty well so close, but Driver's not got DRS, so now it's going to be a battle of Mini George. He has got DRS, let's see what he can do. Oh, he hasn't got the best exit. Driver doesn't have any DRS though, so just send it on the battery and George can overtake him hopefully. But there is yellow flags in Sector 1, that's Izzy, is it? Yeah, it was Izzy, but we do see Driver still ahead of Mini George though.
Who would have thought, 10 laps ago, that we would have a 3-car battle for the lead that didn't include Evil Blade? What a race!
Evil Blade showing so much pace, and now just Yeah, he's fell down a 7th on that restart now. Giving a lot of...
Oh, easy Reapers. I don't know. My game's glitching out. Never mind. I'm not having a good run.
It's alright though, we still need to look at this.
Oh, driver all over on the exit of the hairpin there. Just trying to get the
You got
traction
a lot
down.
of wheel spin.
Can't put it down, and due to that has lost DRS on edge. Which means Jorgo is on the attack, coming through Spoon on the exit. How's the exits? Respectable exits from both. However, Edge is just that little bit too far ahead for Driver to be able to get DRS at this stage, with Jorgo pushing hard. Going through 130. Driver so close to getting DRS on Edge. Just he might have got it there just by braking late. Let's see when we get across
he
the line.
hasn't.
He hasn't got it.
The detection points on the just after the apex of 130 are. So look at Gorge, look how close he is though, but he hasn't even got DRS either. So who knows what happened there? There is
yellow flag.
Yellow flags again. Is that Izzy? Yeah, is that Izzy? I think spun again. Sector 1. He's just retired on track.
Onto the fastest lap of the race.
Is that another safety now? Maybe there's only 3 laps, so I don't think there will be a safety.
No, it won't be.
There we go.
At these points. It's too late for a safety car now.
So Edge is just controlling the race from the safety car onwards perfectly now, keeping Driver out of DRS, but barely though. Driver's sending it every lap and defending against Gorge, so it's going to be interesting to see if Edge can keep him out of DRS. That's all he has to do and he wins the race.
Chevy Wolves fastest lap. This fastest lap time is just tumbling with all these guys. Good to see the pace spread throughout the field, not just at the front though. Driver could be within DRS this lap. Sorry to change the subject twice in the space of 30 seconds. We've got Driver 7/10 of a second behind Edge though. Edge gets the better exit out of Spoon. We've got Jorgo who must have struggled out of Spoon. He's lost a few tenths.
Driver's got no battery to work with though, but he has set a purple middle sector. He is flying, and he is going to get the DRS. But he's got no battery to work with, so he needs to harvest now. But the defense is going to be on because, well, they both don't have any battery to be fair. So who knows what's going to happen here. But he did get DRS. Edge sets the fastest lap. Driver still behind him though. But look, at the slipstream is much stronger on the Haas to the Red Bull than the Red Bull to the Mercedes. So he just needs to save. Driver, save the battery is all you need to do now. But he's been pulled 1.1 seconds ahead again now. But there's also yellow flags. Is that... Well, Frizy now getting overtaken by Evil Blade, but is that Pep
at Spoon? Yes, Pep at Spoon, unfortunately. What a shame for Pep. It all unravelled for him early.
Pep, from a difficult start to a difficult end of the race now. Techie and his drivers having a little struggle for the first race, but there is still 15 more rounds to go. But look at the exit compared to Mini George. Can he try and even just send it down the inside for fun? Well within DRS is Mini George of Driver, so he's under threat. So much pressure now behind, and no DRS ahead of him.
Looking at the pace and where they're making time, I'm going to throw a wild guess. Edge is on a dry setup because he's so much quicker through the fast sections of the track, but Driver and Jorgo seem to have wet setups because they're so quick through the S's.
Yeah, that is true.
Mind you, Edge also
but look at the battery. Yeah, Edge has so much more battery. Driver's on 2% now. He didn't get DRS again that lap, so he's got nothing to defend with. So you can go just fly past him, but even then George has like no battery to work with either, but he does have DRS, so it will be interesting here. We'll see. Edge sets a new fastest lap of the day, so he's just pulling now. He's just sending it. He is saying bye-bye everybody.
It's saying that the difference can't be much because the gap's been around the same every lap. So these guys are just trading fastest microsectors. As Evil Blade now sets the fastest lap. What a shame for him as he makes a move around the outside of Henchman. Henchman doesn't fight it. He knows it's coming.
Turn 1. Yeah. As Hunter moves ahead of Frizy without DRS, and then it's the other Alpine behind him is trying to fight him though. So the Haas having a little bit more pace, but George must have had a little mistake though, because he's dropped 1.2 seconds out of Driver, so this could be a guaranteed P2 so far for driver for one more lap. The one more DRS zone now on the race for anything to happen. Although look at that, he's gone deep, and if he doesn't got the exit though, he's 1.1 ahead. Sorry, behind of driver, and driver's 1.2 behind of Edge. So Edge just needs to save some more battery and just keep me out of DRS this lap as George is fighting for his life to get DRS. And still, it's a 4-5 for the Kick Sauber team again.
They're doing a good job, Sauber. They've got a really good. Look like they've got a really good lineup here in Tier 4. They're going to be consistently there or thereabouts, going by today's results.
Yeah, they're having some strong pace.
With Matisse done a
Kick
good
Sauber
job with that team.
Yeah, so far, yes, by this first race. But starting the last lap, Edge driver actually takes the fastest lap. He's 9/10 now, but look at that, no battery though. Anything can happen on this last lap though. Anything can happen.
We've only got
for anyone.
Only less than a lap to go now. We've got a 1.1 second back from Edge to driver, and another 9/10 back to Dorgo. Duck Puncher and the rest of the field are not even factoring, as Gorilla makes a move on Frizy to get up to P9, demoting Frizy down to P10.
They fight back though, but 5/10. Look at George. He's catching. He is catching. Driver.
Who says this race is over?
Driver is struggling.
You've got to remember, driver's not using traction control, so he's got to be so much more gentle. I don't know whether the others use traction control, but if they do, the driver has to be so much more gentle on the throttle to make sure he doesn't spin. I commend him for that because he's braver than even I am.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, even then, in the words of Michael Schumacher, to finish first you have to finish, so anything can happen, even if there's only one straightaway to come now. We can still have a mistake in the chicane, anything can happen for driver, but look at George, they've both got 0% battery, both of them 0% battery, but George has a slipstream. Driver needs to cover the inside line. He has covered the inside line, but not enough. Yes, he has. Is that a little bit of moving under braking? Is it? No. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see in the steward's room after the race, but it is going to be Edge who takes the win for the first round. Driver to follow P2 and George to finish P3 in the first round of Wallaby Racing Season 9 in Japan.
Jorgo also taking...
What a race this has been.
Jorgo also taking fastest lap as he crosses the line. What a finish there between, especially second and third, but what a drive by Edge. 8th at 1 point just before the safety car. Front wing damage, almost thought to be out of it. What a comeback drive. We'll run through the rest of the field. Duck Puncher 4th, Evil Blade 5th. Hunter, great recovery drive from the back of the grid to finish 6th. Easy Reaper 7th. Henchman 8th, Donut Gorilla 9th, and Frizy, a good result in the end to finish 10th. We've got Wizzle in 11th. Chasey in 12th, and the final cars getting ready to cross the line. Chevy Wolves looking likely to take P13 from the fight between Goffey and SWAT and Shining Swarm for 14th and 15th, with Pep in behind, who must have made a mistake on that final lap. Just wanting to come home. However, Pep will likely make a couple of positions here on penalties.
Yeah, it is side by side, Pep and Goffey to the line. Pep does jump ahead of Goffey because of the penalties though. And then Kirko finishing P17 of the race.
Well, what a finish to this race. What a race in general. Tier 4 turned it on for race 1.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that is interesting though. It is interesting with the strategies and that, obviously.
Getting some moves on the podium.
There you go, there is our finishing results. Edge finishing P1, Driver P2, Giorgio P3, Duck Puncher P4, and Evil Blade in the other Kick Sauber finishing P5. So strong start for Kick Sauber, who I think lead the constructors in Tier 4, I'd say, with that finishing result. Hunter P6 for Left 4 Dead, Reaper finishing P7, Henchi P8, Gorilla P9, Frizy P10, doing an amazing job, jumping a bunch of positions there. Jay Wizzle P11, Chasey P12, Chevy P13, Pep P14, Goffey P15, Shining Swarm P16, Kirko P17, and Izzy Fizzy finishing the race not finishing the race, sorry, he DNF'd.